this. So my third day in there, like the nurse comes in, hey, here, gives me a newspaper because it's in English. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, thanks. And then when I eventually wake up, I'm flipping through. And one of the headliners is Chinese black market organ trade becomes $1 billion industry. And then I'm like, where is my appendix in my body?
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking up like surgery. So luckily I still have my phone, but everything is monitored out there. So like they can't get on certain social media platforms. They can't look up certain things. So then I look and it's usually like, 3 little, like it's on your right side and all of my stuff was on my left side. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's on the wrong side of my body or yada, yada, yada. And so when I ended up getting back to the United States, literally got to Portland, my parents picked me up and I went straight to the hospital. And I couldn't walk straight. So I was walking with a cane because I couldn't stand up straight.
Oh, man.
And so I told them the whole story. There was no computers, like nothing. I had 0 records and they're like, what?
Welcome to the Salem Business Journal podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Pione, and with me I have my good friend,
Jason Conrad. Thanks for having me.
Jason Conrad. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Real quick, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to say a huge thank you to Hotel Salem and to Compass Visuals for sponsoring this podcast. Thanks, guys, for making it possible. Appreciate you. And do you take Blue Chew? Just go into a Blue Chew ad. For the demographic, we kind of have to do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome, Jason.
Thank you.
Welcome onto the podcast. How you doing?
Excellent. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. Jason.
Yeah.
How the heck are the Salem Capitals doing?
We are doing amazing. There's been a lot of new developments in the last 6 months that I never thought I would be part of in my basketball career. But the fact that the things that are happening for the Salem Capitals are happening and it's happening here in Salem is kind of a big deal.
Well, it's nuts. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that because we just broke that story like yesterday. So the Salem Capitals.
Yep.
Did you start this new league or is it a revitalization
of the
old league?
No, so this is a rebirth. So the USBL, the United States Basketball League, used to be the feeder league for the NBA back in the day. So I want to say it was like 86 to 2008. So like Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, Manute Bol. There's a classic basketball picture of, I want to say it's Muggsy and Manute Bol is like 7'5", 7'6".
There's a huge man.
And Muggsy is like 5'4". And it's them like Muggsy holding a basketball here and Manute holding a basketball here.
Oh, I've seen this picture.
Yeah, that's from the USBL.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
There's been over 150 guys that have gone from the USBL to the NBA. Meisenheimer, the guy that originally owned it, passed away. And
how many people have gone from the?
I want to say it's around like 150.
That's a good amount.
Yeah. And then the guy that originally owned it passed away. From my understanding, his kids didn't want to like carry it on. So then what the NBA did is they created the developmental league, which was the D League, which later Gatorade sponsored, and it became the G League, which is now what people know of today.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we won't have, as of now, any NBA affiliation. But the fact that this will be a team-owned league, like everyone will pay their dues, do the thing. Every team will have ownership and some skin in the game. But yeah, basically we're just kind of recreating what was already there. But we have the history, like we have all the old pictures, all the old footage. So that is all now property of the league. And we get to use that to promote and do all these things. Wow. And just the names that went through it were pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you were in the G League.
No, we were in the TBL. So the TBL was like a lower.
Sounds like a.
So it stands for the basketball league. So it was kind of like a lower league, still professional, but lower league. And so basically now with the USBL, like this is the upgrade.
Nice.
And there's only a handful of teams that came over, and then we have new teams that are integrating into it. And it'll be something that I'm sure will build over the years. Currently, there's going to be 15 teams for this first season. So we have 8 on the West and 7 on the East.
Like the East Coast?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. What are the teams on the West Coast?
Lilac City is Spokane. And then we have Seattle, Vancouver, Salem Capitals, Bakersfield, Long Beach, San Diego, and Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah. So
and Salem made the cut?
Salem made the cut.
That is crazy.
It is.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you.
Killing it, man.
I'm super excited. It was a surreal experience. I was in this room in Vegas with me in it, worth probably less than it was with me out of it.
Well, it's worth more than if that Trailblazers coach was in there.
Well, yeah. But
So-
no, the fact that I was even invited to this meeting and part of it, and and the thing that the Salem Capitals bring to the table is we've always done everything the right way. We follow the rules. We make sure it's entertaining. Like, just our production of everything that happens is why the Salem Capitals had a seat in that room, because they want us to elevate the level of everything that is going on. And we bring that. We might not bring the financials that some of these other teams have, but the way it's done and the way we orchestrate it is what they're trying to emulate on a league-wide basis.
I see what you mean. So like you're kind of you're walking the walk
Yes.
of what a lot of these teams should be doing.
Correct.
So therefore they're like, we have to have this guy in here.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. So in the TBL, I found out that the Salem Capitals were one of the only profitable teams.
Really?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, you do have a lot of very well-off people that will do this as a
hobby
tax write-off. Yeah. And I'm not in that boat. So it was sink or swim for me. There was no treading water. And yeah, I mean, I just grinded and made sure that if I said I was going to do something, I did it, and made sure that if I said I was going to show up, I showed up. And I feel like that's been a staple of what the Salem Capitals are to this point. Not just me, but like the Salem Capitals as a whole. I
want to get into the origin stories
here
in a minute, because I think it's such a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
That little old Salem, has a growing basketball team.
Yep.
That came out of nowhere. Like, you just orchestrated it, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But first, I want to touch a little bit more on this news story.
Okay.
So you were in the basketball league.
Correct.
Which is like a lower level league.
Yeah.
But then now you're teaming up with 15 other teams.
Yes, we're one of 15 currently.
One of 15 teams.
Yeah.
And is there going to be more?
Yes. Yeah. So this will grow. So right now we have the West Coast, the East Coast. We'll eventually build the Central. And then essentially what will happen is we'll have a Pacific Northwest and a Southwest, South Central, North Central.
I see.
Yeah. And then same thing on the East. So we'll have essentially 6 pockets at some point.
And this one's the USBL.
This is the USBL.
United States Basketball League.
Correct.
And this one used to be a feeder system for the NBA.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you think you can get it there again?
I think that's the hope. I mean, we're all about baby steps and not biting off more than we can chew. And I think these first few years, it's crucial that we just do things the right way. That we...
What does that mean, doing things the right way?
I mean, just making sure that there's consistency throughout, that rules are followed, that there's no cutting corners, that there's no preference for certain teams. Like, everyone is going to be on the same playing field, and we're going to do everything consistently and cohesively across the board. Because at the end of the day, like, my product is my product, but everyone else's product affects my product. So we are all in this as a team, because it's not about my team or that team or that team. It's about the USBL as a whole.
Yeah.
And especially when we get into like national branding and partnerships, it's not about one team. It's about everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a crazy thing. So because the USBL is member owned, so you all kind of have a stake in the success of everything.
Yeah.
So, which I think is a kind of cool model.
Yeah, for
honestly.
Sure.
So how are you guys going to be able to foster this culture of collaboration over here when your entire business is the competition against each other over here?
There's a saying in sports, like, off the court, everyone's friends. But once I step on the court and I'm in between those lines, like, nobody's my friend, especially.
What about your mama?
Well, if she was playing against me, she would take an L.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think just athletes in general, there's
you heard it here, folks.
There's that competitive nature, though. I mean, I have friends like that, in high school and college. Like, I've almost come like to throwing hands with them on the court, but after it's all love. Like, we're hugging and dapping each other up. But I think there's just that competitive edge, especially at a certain level. Like, when I was playing pro, like, I was no one's friend. Like, I wasn't there to make anyone happy. I mean, I was there to earn a paycheck, but yeah.
You're my friend, Jason.
Yeah. Well, don't ever step on the court with me.
I will do it.
But
I don't know if that's a fight I would win. In fact, I'm pretty confident I know exactly how that would turn out.
I mean, there's only one way to find out. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, the collaboration piece is the most important piece. I mean, there's going to be wins and losses and whatever on the court, but a lot of the groundwork for everything is the behind the scenes. Like, obviously people are going to pay to watch the product, but it's all the groundwork that's put in behind the scenes that everyone's doing that is
sure.
really going to give you the wheel to have a wheel to be able to turn.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a crazy dynamic, right? Because if you have fuel in the engine, right, like money, sponsorships coming in, then you can play a little bit better because you got like, one, you're less stressed out.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that kind of ripples to the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like, you know, the everything's well greased, well oiled.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their jerseys. All the traveling stuff's easy. You don't like it's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you can't get those funds unless you're playing well.
Right.
And so it's kind of like they have to feed each other sort of thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, you know, so there is going to be opportunity for investment. There is going to be, because we've had meetings with Shaq. We've had meetings with Allen Iverson. We've talked with Hulu. We've talked with Starter. Like there's been a lot of big conversations. And I think a lot of these meetings, like the conversations will come to fruition and they will actually carry over.
I have heard. Have you read much about Shaq and his business dealings?
Oh, yeah. Shaq is like a huge entrepreneur and like he made a lot of money from basketball, but most of his money comes from all his other business ventures.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I've read about him is apparently he's like one of the best people to ever be in business with.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a lot of 50-50 partnerships. And that's kind of like, or partnerships in a structure that typically as a business owner you wouldn't want to do because he's willing to give up control.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think famously, I don't know if you saw this, pretty famously, Shaq was talking about a business that he owned 50-50 with another guy.
Yeah.
Kanye West comments how crazy that was. and then Shaq replies, my net worth is like, I forgot how much it was. It was like $2 billion. Yours is like $300 million. So
yeah.
He's like, why don't you go figure out your family first? And then, then come talk to me.
That doesn't surprise me at all. His business ventures have been successful. I mean, I don't know if people know how like educated Shaq is as well. Like he has his doctorate. Like he is a very established individual, especially for how late he was in his life doing all this stuff. Like he did the NBA thing, created that fame, but then, you know, crazy stat is like 90% of NBA players end up going bankrupt.
Wow.
Because they don't know how to manage their money. And then you have someone that comes in and like is tenfold of what their NBA contracts were and now worth so much more.
Yeah, which really says a lot about him.
Yeah, and those are absolutely the type of people, obviously, that we'd love to have involved. And we're pretty fortunate. So this is wild to me. So Cliff Livingston, who Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan played with him, he won 2 championships.
Dang.
This is someone that now calls me on a consistent basis.
What?
Because he's the one that was like, hey, I'm pretty sure that he was the one, because he coached in this league back in the day after his NBA days.
Interesting.
And so he's now the coach for the Vegas team. But the fact that this guy calls me and it's someone like I grew up watching is kind of
that must be like a crazy experience for you.
Just kind of a surreal, like,
What's he like?
Oh, he's super like go with the flow, like, you know, very soft spoken, low key.
Yeah.
No, and this absolutely is not something he has to be a part of, but it's something he wants to be a part of, which I think makes it that much more special.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think being around people who want to be there and are choosing to do that instead of having to do it.
Yeah.
Gives a whole different feel.
Oh, for sure.
So obviously, you know, a lot of these tables now with like Cliff Livingston and all these other big names or these big wealthy dudes who own teams.
Right.
What's that like for you? Especially because like the Salem Capitals, when did you start this? It was like 2017, 2018.
So we were actually going to play. So actually before I owned the team, the original owner, we were supposed to play COVID year. But then restrictions in Oregon were a lot stricter than most of the other states. So a lot of the other states were still playing. We opted to sit out that season. And then that following season is when I actually took over ownership. So that was 2022. We're going into our 5th season. So however, 2021. Yeah, we're going into season 5. So yeah.
It's only been 5 years.
It's been 5 years. The wild part is we're still one of the best kept secrets in Salem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I've seen you guys' names everywhere nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
think you've done a really good job
we're
with your
definitely
branding.
getting better. And again, at the end of the day, it's been a lot of word of mouth and guerrilla marketing because I don't have the same budget that most of these other teams do. Yeah. I'm not putting up billboards. I'm not, you know, able to throw a lot of money around for the advertising piece. So a lot of it is just showing up.
I think you might like this. I have a friend of mine. He was a part of the Coalition of Equality here in town. And he said this one thing to me, and it's always stuck with me. It was like, I was super frustrated because you know, a lot of people like on the far left or the far right would get mad at me because I'm pretty like middle of the road on most things.
Yeah.
Like I'm very firm in my stance, but
Right.
I don't have very extreme views, and I try not to like pick fights, you know, like that, because I think it's useless. My goal is
Correct.
to like,
I agree.
my goal is to get the football down the field, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And so like just because of that approach, sometimes I ruffle a lot of feathers because I'm not without meaning to.
You ruffle feathers?
I know.
No way.
Who would have thunk? So we were going into this, into some of these debates. This is while I was back when I was still in office.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really frustrated because I was like, dude, is there nothing I can do to win
Right.
these guys over? Like which the goal wasn't to win them over, but like it's helpful for people to work with you. You know, I was like, I'm just trying to help kids, man.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, Jesse, he's like, let him talk. He's like, because everybody can pretend to care. Anyone can pretend to care.
Right.
But you can't pretend showing up.
Right.
And that's one thing that's really stuck with me because he's so right. Even if you're not getting a whole lot done, even if, you know, people don't even have to like you, they don't even have to like what you're doing.
Right.
But you can't pretend showing up. If you show up, you're there.
Right.
And I think that's a really cool thing for you because you've been showing up.
Yeah. I mean, that's half the battle is show up. I mean, really, if that's the only expectation I have is to show up, like I love this community enough that I'm going to show up. And I think that's something that I've proven over the years. And at the same time, like the backing that we do get from the community makes it so much easier. And you know, selfishly for me, like the amount of social life I've created by making all these friendships by showing up has been awesome because I'm definitely a people person. Yeah. Like, you know, secretly I'm a introverted extrovert. Like I want to hang out with all of you, but let's do it at my house so I can kick you out whenever I want. But you know, at the end of the day, I love people and I believe in people. And it just makes it so easy for me to be able to be out there and talk to everybody, especially when I do have that type of social relationship with them as well as a business relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's go into that a little bit because I want to talk about how when I first met you,
back when?
Yeah, our friend Alicia introduced us. This was during the COVID years.
Yeah, this was actually, I think it was, I don't even know if I was living in the area yet.
I don't think you were.
I think I was still living in, okay.
Yeah, I was like, who's this tall ass dude? But at the time, you know, I remember, you know, I was still in office and me and my friend Alicia and some other friends, we were thrown on this event downtown. Yeah. And we were working on a couple different projects together. And then she was like, oh, you got to meet my friend Jason. I was like, Jason who? And she's like, oh, Jason Conrad. She's like, he's starting a basketball team. Yeah. And I just thought that was the craziest thing. Because, well, in my head, I was like, wait, is this starting Space Jam out here? We do the clip, you know, where it's like, basketball. Oh, yeah. But I was like, wait, what do you mean he's starting a basketball team? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Yeah. And then when I met you, you were giving me the pitch of, no, I actually think that Salem could have a basketball team. Yeah. And as you were talking, I was like, that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. And so, one, I just want to say congratulations. I'm so proud of you, dude.
I appreciate that.
You just, there was a previous owner.
Yeah. So he actually.
Did he have an actual team?
He did, but he had it in San Diego. And then there was like basically.
So there wasn't an actual team?
Not in Salem. Okay. He had someone kind of pull the wool over his eyes and I'm pretty sure embezzled some money from him. Oof. And then he still owned the rights to the team. And he was living in Salem already. That's so crazy. Then
So there was like a Salem Capitals, but there wasn't really a Salem Capitals.
He had it as, I want to say they were the San Diego Waves. And then we moved it to Salem. He was originally going to call it, I want to say like, there used to be a team out here called the Sabres. So that's what he was originally going to call it. Nah. And then I was like, this is the capital of Oregon. Let's call it the Capitals. And then I got to have some fun coming up with the logo. And
yeah, how'd you come up with a bull?
It's an ox, but so his name is No Bull because he's not a bull. He's an ox, no bull. That's the story I tell people.
That's good.
No, I was looking
I actually like that.
At the Oregon flag, and in the back of the Oregon flag, you have the ox pulling, because basically an ox is just a working bull. Yeah. So you have the ox pulling the wagon in the back of the flag, and I thought it kind of tied in the Oregon Trail and you know what people would think of if they think of Oregon. And then
I wouldn't have thought that originally. Yeah. But now that you mention it, there are oxes on the Oregon flag.
Yeah. Haven't you ever played the game Oregon Trail? Like you can shoot an oxen and you salt the meat.
You're so right.
Just saying.
Yeah. You need to have salted meat. Do you have
Do I? No.
Do you have like smoked meat at the games?
We should. We got Oddmos at the games. I mean, that's hard to beat.
Ooh, I do like Oddmos.
I know, me too.
Shout out to Odd.
Yes.
Oddmos.
Yes. No, they've been an awesome partner. But yeah. And
that is actually a really clever, that's a way more clever name than I would have thought.
Yeah. So Salem Capitals, I mean, we have the Ox as our mascot. And then, you know, my background is in marketing and branding. So Volt Blue was the like most popular color within the last, like for the last 5 years, like the most consistent. And so I was like, man, Volt Blue would be a cool color. And
it is a cool color.
Most people don't know this, but Salem fairly recently created a new city flag that has the cherry blossom on it. And most people don't know that that's a new logo. Did you know this?
A new logo for you?
For the actual city of Salem's city flag, a new logo was created.
We have a city flag.
Yeah.
When did we get a city flag?
We've had a city flag. So actually that logo we have of the cherry blossom with the star in the middle of it, I got that from the city flag because it's like, because one, most people didn't know about it.
We have a city flag?
Yeah. And that's also why our dance team is called the Cherry Blossom. So then we try to incorporate like their cherry blossom, like city flag logo into a lot of the things we do.
We do not.
Look it up.
We have to confirm
Look it up. And actually it's that Volt Blue, white, and then a pink cherry blossom, which is why our jerseys are that color. You really didn't know this? I love that I can teach people things.
Wait, give me 1 minute. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Jose, I'm with Jason Conrad here, and we're live on a podcast.
Nice. What's up, Jason?
Hey, how you doing?
So I'm calling you, Jose, because you and I have been friends for a long time, and you've never steered me wrong.
Agree.
Okay, good. So I have a very important question, and I need you to tell me the truth.
Cool.
Does Salem, the city of Salem, have a flag?
The city of Salem has an official flag that was redesigned a year or so ago. So
no, it was more than a year ago. It was like 4 years ago.
That is crazy. We have an actual flag.
I have this. It hangs at our games.
Yeah, I just thought you did that. And I was like,
no.
I don't know why Jason's has this flag.
Yeah.
I thought you just loved cherry blossoms.
So I actually reached out to the guy that designed it, and he gave me like his big mock-up flags he had.
What?
Yeah.
Jose, did you know about this?
I saw the uniforms. I saw the flag on it. I thought that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, because it's doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. So I congratulate Jason. That's a great move, by the way.
Gosh. Okay. Well, I didn't believe him. He told me that we had a city flag, and I didn't believe him, and he was right.
Yeah, we gotta wave it. Wave it proudly. Dude.
Oh, we got to. I'm gonna get you. Do you already have a flag? A Salem flag?
I have a pin of it.
I'm gonna get you a Salem flag.
So
we'll get you a Salem flag and a Salem Capitals flag, and you can fly them together.
Man, now we're talking.
Oh, we're in business now.
Yeah. I'm in.
All right. Talk to you later, Jose.
Yeah, take care, both of you.
Bye. Gosh, you were so right.
I told you.
Gosh.
Hey, I do my research when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know we even had a city flag.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
when
where
most people don't.
And that's where the cherry blossoms.
That's where so the original logo, that's where that came from. Because it's like, how do we tie in the city? Because, you know, at the end of the day, like the dance team, I mean, everything we do has to work cohesively. Because if you have one gear in an entire machine, but one gear doesn't work, then the whole thing doesn't work. And so the dance team has become a huge part of everything we do. And they are part of, you know, the Salem Capitals organization. So there is, in my mind, no Salem Capitals without them, because they've become such a staple at our games. And
well, they kill it.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
You know, when I went to my first Salem Capitals game this last year, I remember Zach Stone took me out. Yeah. He was like, Jesse, you got to come to the Salem Capitals game. And me, just so you know, I love you. And I love basketball. I actually like basketball a lot. I get really bad anxiety in like social places, especially ones with a lot of people. And like, I just got out of I just started coming back into the social world a year ago. You know, I went like on a 4-year hiatus.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So I came to the game. I was like stressed. I was like, there's so many people.
Luckily, we have some adult beverages there to help with that.
Oh, yeah. Well, honestly, it was a great time. I mean, everybody there, all the staff treated us like very well. Yeah. Everyone is super friendly. The culture of the fans.
Yes, we have an awesome fan base.
Oh, yeah, and I saw a bunch of people that I knew that were friends with. I'm like, oh, you guys are here too?
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. And the cherry blossoms, which in my head, I was like, it was like mean, you remember high school sports, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, the cheerleading wasn't as
not as
well. Honestly, we're high schoolers, so like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Mhm.
But it wasn't like, there's like cheer, then there's like competitive cheer, which is
Right.
actually crazy.
Oh
Impressive.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the cherry blossoms do a lot more than that. Like they kill it out there.
Oh,
They're like a whole dance team.
Oh yeah, no, and they've done competitions, and they're in the community as well. It's not just the players; like the dancers are in the community as well. And it was awesome because Vicky, the one who heads that whole thing, so she's the one that started the Rosebuds for the Winterhawks.
Oh, interesting.
And she's from Salem, so she actually reached out to me saying, "Hey, can I do this?"
What?
And I'm like, absolutely, because I didn't have the bandwidth or the knowledge to be able to do anything like that.
What do you even start?
And now it's cool because just like we've become like this platform for people to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for the dance. So the amount of our dancers from last season that are now dancing for the Winterhawks is awesome. So to go out there and see them and know that their start came from being a cherry blossom with the Salem Capitals. And it's like, dude, how cool is that for them to have that journey and to have the Salem Capitals be part of it?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy cool. I recently just had, because this year I've been expanding, pretty quickly. And I had this gal who did a lot of my social media stuff. And I even told her, I was like, dude, you could be making 6 figures somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that you're here for now, that I get this moment with you.
Right.
And eventually she did get her crazy.
she upgraded.
she and to a point where like I couldn't afford to pay that. But like been so happy for her because we still talk all the time. Yeah. Because I just seeing her grow and seeing her get to where her life is and where she wants it to be. And just knowing that, like, the Salem Business Journal, I got to play a role in her getting there. And I felt so proud. And I bet you get to feel that same experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, whether it's players, the cool part now is the USBL is a destination league. Like, there's going to be very few guys that will go and play at a higher level than what this is. Yeah. And now it's like, now we're still technically a stepping stone for that very low percentage, but now we're the destination where people are trying to get in and be part of this. So being able to, recruit, we're trying to set up partnerships with different leagues from all around the world. And, at some point, once this, grows a little bit and we get the national sponsorships, like then it'll, for me, be a thing where I can go out and I can recruit guys from overseas. I can bring some Italian players over. I can bring some Australian players over. I can bring some Chinese players over.
We need Italian players.
And vice versa. Then our guys can go out there and play. And it's just going to be this very cool dynamic of partnerships within all of these leagues.
Yeah, well, because you played internationally, didn't you?
I did. I played in 9 different countries.
9 countries?
Yeah.
What countries did you play in?
Oh, man. I played all over Europe, China, Australia, Taiwan, Canada, and then here in the United States. So
that is wild.
It was an awesome experience.
Okay. So we're kind of walking backwards through your life right now because we talked about, the new breaking stories of like where you guys are taking the Capitals. We talked a little bit about, you starting. So I want to hear more about this. So maybe let's start with, how did Jason Conrad get here? Because it's such a crazy story to me. So how did you get from a guy playing international basketball? How did you even get to that? And then how did you end up in Salem, owning a basketball team, sitting here on a podcast with me?
Man, I will say the world works in mysterious ways, and I've become a very big everything happens for a reason type of person. Yeah. So in high school, I was actually one of the top players in the country. I was talking to, my first letter came from University of Washington, Lorenzo Romar, when they were ranked number 8 in the nation. Wow. That was my sophomore year of high school. Wow. When I led the entire state of California in block shots.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you grew up in California?
Yeah. I'm originally from Gilroy, California.
Wow. And you led the state in block shots? I led
the entire state in block shots my sophomore year of high school.
Dang.
Yeah. It was cool. And then, because I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. And then I got that letter and it's like, oh man, okay. Like I can actually get my school paid for, because of basketball and get a full ride. And so that became like the big goal. Going into my senior season, so that summer between junior and senior season, I was a McDonald's preseason All-American. Went to the camp. I was there with like DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Jennings, Jeff Whitty, which were big names back then. DeMar DeRozan is the only one still in the NBA, which I'm sure most people know.
I recognize that name.
And went to this camp, did really well, came back, and then I want to say it was like 4 games into my senior season, I shattered my ankle. But again, everything happens for a reason. And so, I mean, I had talked to Stanford. I was talking to Washington. I got to talk to Bobby Knight when he was at Texas Tech. I don't know if you know who Bobby Knight in the basketball world. So he coached Team USA. Like he was a big time college coach. He's famous for throwing a chair across the floor.
I love that.
Yeah.
What a thing to be famous for.
But when he was at Texas Tech, I got to speak with him on the phone, which is a cool experience. And then, shattered my ankle. And then I still got a full ride to Portland State.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's how I loved this was back before all the craziness of COVID and everything that happened in that, little time frame. I loved Portland. I already knew I was going to be an art major. I love food, like all the things. I was like, Portland's a cool city to be in. Yeah. And I feel like back then, like,
what year did you move to Portland?
2008.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a while ago.
Yeah. What a time to move there. Oh, and in fact, back then, Portland was a lot different than it is now.
Oh, extremely different.
Like Portland was cool from what I hear.
It was great. I ended up getting sick, and I was only in the dorms for a week, and then literally gave up my full ride and was working security at Ross within a week and a half. And this was back when mental health was not a topic of discussion, especially for high profile athletes.
Wait,
which is exactly what my coach told me when I told him. He said I was a high profile athlete and I wasn't allowed to feel how I was feeling. And I was like, oh, well, that's not how this works. And I literally walked out of his office and went straight to the hospital because I was so depressed. Again, had no idea what was going on. I was like, is this puberty? Like, does everyone go through this? Like, I have no idea. It's never been talked about.
So you were from California and, you're getting scouted by a bunch of big colleges.
Yeah.
You shatter your ankle.
Yep.
That sucks.
Not playing. Like, that was the longest I had gone without playing sports. Like, it was depressing in itself.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be in a wheelchair for 4 months. Like, it sucked.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And then you end up getting a full ride from PSU.
Yep.
You go to PSU.
Mm-hmm.
You start playing.
I didn't even get to the point of playing. Like, I was doing open gyms and practices. So, I guess in regards of playing, yes, I was doing that. And weightlifting and all the things. And then I couldn't sleep. I was anxious. I was literally throwing up every morning just because I was so anxious.
Why were you feeling anxious?
It's a great question.
Just,
I don't know.
You're just going through it?
I was just going through it.
That's fair.
Like, I had zero answers. And that's why I was so like up in the air, because I just had no idea what was going on.
And then you just, because like you're feeling all these things, you're like, I gotta leave.
Well, I was up for like 48 hours. I couldn't sleep. And then I went into my coach's office that next morning and just broke it down for him and said, here's how I'm feeling. Here's what I'm going through. And the initial conversation wasn't great with the head coach. I feel like the assistant coach was a little more like empathetic, but I feel like that's what assistant coaches do. So
the empathy for you. The good cop.
But no, I literally went straight to the hospital from there. I walked from there. My parents had moved into downtown Portland.
Mm-hmm. Your parents are so nice, by the way.
They're awesome.
They're like so supportive.
Yeah, they're the best. But yeah, then I went and told them how I was feeling. My mom's the one that drove me to the hospital, did some testing, and then talked to some therapists, and I ended up getting diagnosed bipolar. So, which made sense because back in the day, they thought I had ADHD because I was just so bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, like manic.
Yeah. But the part I didn't show was when I wasn't bouncing off the walls. And that was the hard part.
So they probably thought they saw the manic.
And so, that whole ADHD.
Yeah. But then there's the lows.
Right.
And nobody sees you during lows. You're locked up in your room or something.
And so, I ended up getting a job working security. So I went from D1 full ride athlete to working security at Ross. And then did that for a year. And then my buddy hit me up.
Now, during that period.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this period just for a second.
No, for sure.
Sorry, and I know it's a low point for you.
Hey, I'm all about it right now. I love to talk about it for the fact that someone might hear it and it might help them.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's so important because if we're able to dissect where was your mind in this area.
Right.
I think that's what helps people a lot, I feel like. So
absolutely.
You just decided, hey, I got to freaking go.
Yeah.
You end up going to the hospital, your mom takes you.
Yep.
And when you the first day of you working security at Ross, what's going through your head? Were you thinking at all about basketball? Or was it just
at that point I was just over it. I didn't want to play basketball. I thought at that point that I hated basketball. It was a wild turn of events.
Wow.
I didn't want to go play anywhere. Like
within a week?
Huh?
Within like a week?
Well, I mean, from me leaving school to me getting that job, I want to say like a month went by.
That's not that much time.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I was just going through it,
Dang.
trying to navigate. And then, I think the hardest part was trying to navigate which side effects of the different various meds I was taking, which ones was I the most okay with.
Oh, yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
a lot of these meds, especially a lot of these mood ones,
Mhm.
have pretty severe side effects.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and so it worked out. There was one I was taking where the two main side effects were you get tired and you gain
Mhm.
weight. And I was sleep deprived and super skinny at this point in time. So
Okay.
I went from like not sleeping at all to basically hibernating. And then I went from like, I mean, at this point in time, I was 6'11", 210 pounds, and I shot up to 270 in a matter of like
Sheesh.
4 or 5 months.
That's crazy.
It was wild. The
How much
weight
do
I was
we weigh right
regaining,
now?
like 275, but I just, I'm 7 feet tall, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
carry it
6'11"
well.
to 7 feet is
Yeah.
like an inch.
Yeah, I grew an inch when I was 21, so in college.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Were you good at loss prevention?
It was one of those things, it's
Do you think I can?
well, they tell you like, hey, just so you know, like you can't actually do anything. So if someone steals something, you just got to watch them. But then you tell a manager. So I was like, I was there to deter people.
I think I could get past you. I think I could.
Well,
I think I could.
I feel like I did deter a lot of people.
I think
people
I
would
could-
walk in, they'd be like,
Yeah, but
"Oh,
you're so up in the clouds. I'd be like, grab me a pair of
oh,
sneakers.
bro, I was
I'd get a nice pair of
19, and
shoes.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I cared if anyone stole anything. The amount of like, I would go and like pat down all the pants and stuff that were
Yeah.
hanging up still, and the amount of like clips, the security clips that I would find was wild. So obviously it
Security
was
clips.
happening. The like little plastic tags that they put on clothing.
Oh yeah, people take them off.
They just break them off and then they'll put them in like pockets of
Of other
pants that are still
pants.
hanging up. Or you just get that person that walks out with an entire shopping cart
Oh.
of stuff and it beeps, but you're not allowed to stop them. So you go get a manager and then the manager's not allowed to stop them.
Oof.
So then Ross started putting the big poles on their carts so you can't actually take them outside.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's a smart move,
Uh-huh.
actually.
Yeah.
That's
It
pretty
was an
impressive.
interesting time of my life.
Do you have any crazy stories from your job there?
Man, no. I mean, it was a pretty very
How long?
lackadaisical. I mean, I think I worked there for like 8 months.
You worked there for 8 months?
Yeah, I remember my first time. So you gotta remember, I'm from California. We had like record-breaking snow in 2008. I'm in Aloha at this point in time, and I didn't have a car. I was having to get up and take the bus and get to work. And I just remember walking to the bus station in the snow, and it had snowed, and then it rained, and then it snowed. So I'm crunching
Yeah.
on ice and walking on top of this ice that froze. And then I just remember like breaking through the ice and just eating it, like literally, like I'm pretty sure there was snow in my mouth. I just face planted
Oh,
because my
no.
arms went through, and then my arms went through the ice, and then my face just went in right before the bus stop. And then I was waiting at the bus stop for like an hour before I realized no bus was actually going to come.
Oh.
And then I walked back
dude.
home and called the manager. I was like, yeah, there's no buses. She's like, well, can you walk here? I was like, no, I can't walk there.
Absolutely not. I could barely walk
That's
down
probably
the
the
road.
most memorable thing that I have from.
How far were you from this job?
Oh, I wasn't close. I mean, I was living in Aloha, and it was the Ross out in Cedar Hills. So I mean, it was not super far, but like
trek.
I don't know, like 7 or 8 miles.
That's a
Yeah, I wasn't gonna walk it.
yeah for that pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
actually,
crazy.
the one good thing, like I would see everything that would come in first. And Ross is like
Ooh.
notorious for getting like some crazy shoes every once in a while.
Yeah.
In size 17. So I was like, I would go pull all the like
Nobody
shoes
else is
I
gonna
wanted.
buy that shoe. At
Well,
size
no,
17.
you'd be surprised because you get like I got a pair of all black 3 flip Jordans, which go for like $360 retail. I got them for $40.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a steal.
And then people don't know this either. A lot of times people will go to Ross and get a ton of stuff and then try to resell it because you can sell it for more than what Ross is actually selling it for. As
You
long
can't-
as you have a receipt, even if it's like 3 years later, you can go return all your stuff and get full value on the receipt. But the
At
system,
Ross?
yeah.
Dude, he's
So as long as you
giving
have
me
a
the
receipt
hacks.
and the tag, you can return it at full value.
That's nuts.
But the system starts marking it down. And obviously people that have stuff for years then return them. Our system will mark it down to like 7 cents.
What?
So you would get suitcases and bags and all this stuff, and they have to sell it at whatever the system markdown was. So they would give employees first dibs, which I'm not sure if they were supposed to do that, but
Well, probably not.
It was
in
an
fact, I'm
interest-
pretty sure they're not.
it was-
Absolutely.
it
not
was
supposed
an
to do that.
interesting time in my life.
That is crazy. So, how'd you end up in Salem? So you just dropped out of college after getting a full ride for basketball.
Yep.
You're working loss prevention
At Ross,
Dress for
making,
Less.
I think I was making $8.50 an hour.
Just eating the sidewalk any chance you get.
Yeah.
Tripping and falling through the snow. How in the world did you end up going from that to playing international basketball?
Well, so one of my best friends to this day, his name is Jeremy Dirks. He was my high school history teacher and assistant basketball coach. And we met freshman year. And then he was just someone that I grew closer and closer with over the years. And then after I graduated from high school, like me and him were always in contact. I want to say we talked almost like a couple times a week, if not more.
Okay.
And he was still talking to me at this point in time, and he hit me up. He's like, Jason, what are you doing? I was like, I have no idea. And at this point, again, I wasn't sure if I was going to play basketball again or not. He goes, well, me and my wife met at Chico. He didn't actually graduate from Chico. He ended up graduating from San Jose State. But he's like, me and my wife met at Chico, and it is a interesting school lifestyle wise if you just want to have the college experience. So then obviously I go look up Chico, and it's like the number 2 party school in the nation. Like there's like it's referenced in The Simpsons, and like it's it was a thing. I was like, oh, okay, he has come out here and I'll drive you out there to go visit it. So I flew back to California. We drove out to Chico, and man, I was a 19-year-old kid, and we're driving through, and we're going through like where the fraternity and sorority houses are.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, there's sorority girls on slip and slides playing flip cup. And again, I'm a 19-year-old boy, like driving through a scene of Animal House or American Pie or Van Wilder. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Sure. This is where I want to go, because I would just want the college experience. And while we're out and about, we run into who I didn't know at that point in time, Greg Klink, who ended up being the basketball coach there.
Interesting.
And he knew who I was because he's from my hometown. Just small world.
That is a wild story.
So he's like, oh, what happened with Portland State? And I wasn't going to be like, well, I had a mental breakdown. And I just was like, yeah, it wasn't a good fit. I'm not sure if I'm going to play again or not. And we talked for a little bit. And then basically he offered me a full ride on the spot. And I was like, yeah, if you wanted to serve for you. And I was like, I'll think about it. And then I want to say like 10 minutes passed by, and then I called him and was like, yeah, let's do it.
How was your mental health doing then?
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, you just
no, I was still struggling. I mean,
so why'd you decide to
I think I was back in California. I actually had friends from high school that were going to Chico, and you know, I think just I was a little bit of a rebel back in the day to begin with, and I think just having that kind of like party lifestyle experience just was somewhere where I felt like I fit in.
That's fair.
And so it was funny, man, because I started getting tattooed in high school, and I remember showing up to first day of freshman year. So being on a full ride, you have to live in the dorms.
Yes.
Your first year. So I was in line for the dorms, and I remember the girl standing behind me, and she's
like, what's this grown
whose
man?
Dad is this?
Yeah, who's this grown man doing here?
I was so first day of freshman year of college, I was 302 pounds, but I was just, you know,
just jacked.
Yeah. And I mean, full sleeves, like back piece, like legs tattooed, and yeah. And then so me and her actually became like best friends, and then we ended up getting married 5.5 years later. So I was
you and this girl?
Yep, that I met first day of freshman year.
You told that story way too fast.
She's awesome. Like me and her are still friends. We got married super young. Even after we graduated college, like I was still going through it. And kudos to her, because I'm sure she put up with a lot more than most people would have, because I was just...
You were probably perfect.
Well, you know,
straight up angel.
I was probably pretty close. But no, me and her are still friends. Like, she's doing great. She's married with kids, lives in Idaho. Like, not like we're consistently in contact, but every once in a blue moon, we'll check in with each other. So
yeah,
kudos to her, because I definitely wouldn't have made it through college without her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how was that for you? Like, did you guys get married in college?
No, after. Yeah. So, and then we got divorced, and I mean, how into this are we going to get?
Oh, we can go.
So
nobody can tell us no.
True. Yeah. No, I just hit like a mental downward spiral, and like my best way to protect her was to leave her. And then, and then I ended up moving back to my hometown, and then I just kept digging myself a deeper and deeper hole to get out of. And then I just decided one day that I was kind of tired of it. And so I drove to my favorite childhood park and, ended up cutting my wrists and sent out a goodbye text to everybody.
Yeah.
And the only way they found me before I bled out was because she still had tracking from her phone to my phone. And they were able to give that to the police. And they found me before I bled out. And then I got to do the whole 72-hour hold and get stitched up and do all the things. And I think that was, obviously I was still depressed, but I think that was an eye opener for me. Like, man, I thought I was bad. Look at the people in here. Like, and obviously nothing against them, but like kind of put things in perspective for me. Because this wasn't like I get my own room. Like this was a like giant room and like people like banging on windows and I had to be in there for 72 hours.
Yeah, that's a crazy long time to have to do
like
that.
No beds, no like The health system really has to figure this out because I literally slept on 3 chairs pushed together. So
you slept on 3 chairs pushed together? Was that in Oregon or California?
This is in California.
Well, as if Oregon's much better.
Yeah. Best healthcare systems I ever had were overseas, and that was free.
Really?
Yeah, when I played over there. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because I had my work visa, obviously playing over there, and part of the incentive of working over there is you get their health insurance.
So how did you get from it? Because it seems like you got very high highs and very low lows through this period of your life. Because it
was rough.
You have the high of full ride scholarship.
Yeah.
Low, you're raw stress for less.
Mm-hmm.
High of now you got another full ride.
Yeah.
At this other university.
Yeah.
Did you end up graduating from there?
So I was 2 classes away from graduating, but then I had this opportunity to go play professionally. And it's like, I'll come back and finish later. So, where
was this low point where you ended up getting divorced? You guys got divorced during this period of time?
Yeah, this was right after my first season. So actually after we got married, I left for my first season in Europe and played that season, came home, downward spiral, and then went through the whole suicide attempt, and then 3 months later left for my next contract.
So you didn't even stop to really process
no
any of that, it seems like.
I don't think I wanted to at that point. No.
Yeah, you're going
I think I was just going through the motions. I was still on different cocktails of medication.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to play in Canada. I was in Moncton, New Brunswick. So I went from
what?
It was cold.
How did you pick these teams?
I got recruited there, and they were the ones paying me the most at that point in time. So, but here's how cutthroat the basketball industry is. I want to say I was averaging a double, and I had one bad game, and they gave me a plane ticket the next morning, sent me home. But it ended up being a blessing in disguise. So I got sent home from Moncton, New Brunswick, which was like negative 24 degrees. And then my agent got me a job in Perth, Australia. So then I was home for like a month, left for Perth, Australia. And it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever played.
That is a crazy
And it was like 80 degrees and a beach 10 minutes in 3 directions.
That's a crazy career.
Yeah. And this is common. Like it is a very cutthroat industry because you have to figure how saturated this market is with people trying to get jobs.
Yeah.
And so there's always going to be someone else.
Well, because who doesn't want to get paid to play basketball?
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was so basically when you go overseas, they give you an apartment, they give you a car, most of your food is paid for, and you're getting this pretty good paycheck that's literally just going into your bank account.
Dude, I'm in the wrong business.
I know. If you're a little taller and a little better looking, I mean, it could have worked out for you.
Gosh, dang it. almost had him.
But
gosh.
Yeah, no, I've had some crazy experiences, and I'm sure I could sit on here for like 5 hours and talk. I mean, I ended up after my stint in Germany, went and got offered a position to play in a street ball tour.
In
China in the middle of winter.
That's the craziest combination I've ever
I actually
heard.
think I have some video of us. It's 8 a.m. It's 3 degrees outside, and there's like 5,000 people around this outdoor court watching. They love basketball
in China.
And
well, I guess China kind of owns the NBA now.
Well, Yao Ming.
Can we say that?
He's doing a great
Are we
job.
allowed to say this? Are we gonna get silenced?
I don't know.
They can't silence us. This is America.
I'd say basketball is becoming more of an import overseas, like because it used to be that you would want all your overseas guys to come over here and play college, but now what people don't realize, like these guys that are playing in these professional leagues start out when they're like 14, 15, 16 because they don't have high school or anything over there. You have club. And so your club then has like feeder teams, and then eventually you'll get up to the pro team if you're good enough. So I remember Yannick Frank was on my team when I played in the Netherlands, and he was 15 or 16 playing on the pro team with us. And now he's getting paid who knows how much money as one of the top players in France.
Wow.
Yeah. But he started his first season. I remember playing with him, and he got picked on, and our coach was not very fond of him. And now he's just hooping.
Dang.
Yeah. And Worthy de Jong, who was my shooting guard when I played in the Netherlands, just won a gold medal. He's the guard for the Dutch 3-on-3 team.
Wow.
And they just kicked the crap out of the United States and then went on to win a gold medal. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. And then someone else I can like hit up and be like, hey, what's up, man? And he'll respond.
That's crazy.
So the basketball has provided a lot of cool opportunities.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's been some adversity. When I was doing this whole street ball tour thing, we were in like a very...
I feel like street ball probably has such a crazy culture.
Well, so it's all based off of betting. So when I got out there, I was supposed to have...
Based off of betting?
Yeah. So when I got out there, I was supposed to have 3 days to like acclimate to the time change.
Yeah.
And no, they handed me, he's like, here's $5,000. We sold you to another team for this weekend. Here's your plane ticket. And then I left and played 3 hours later. And then bro, it was wild.
I don't think you could do that here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works over here, but it was fun. I mean, just the
so
guys I got
fast-paced.
to meet and the culture of basketball in China is pretty spectacular.
So how was your mental health doing out there? Because
it was good.
You just weren't dealing with this stuff, were you?
It was good because I was just so focused on basketball and having fun. Like, and it was
Yeah.
one of those things like, so these team owners, basically it's like, oh, what do you want to eat? Bro, I was eating at like 4-star restaurants and literally ordering like 8 plates of $60 meal.
Yep.
And eat more, whatever you want. And
Wow.
bro, I mean, oh yeah, you're just played a whole weekend. You need a massage. Cool. Let's go get a massage. Oh, you need clothes. Let's go buy you clothes.
Dude, what a life.
It was wild.
Let's go play international ball.
And yeah, but then, the behind the scenes, we were doing a charity event in Chengdu. And I think this is one of the first times I ever had culture shock. So we get off the bus and like the kids walked up to like one of the black guys on our team and went like, and we're asking the translator, like, what is he doing? Oh, he's never seen a black person in real life before. And it's like, that's crazy that this kid has been living in this area and there's never been a black or white person there. And so you got to figure, me 7 foot, we have other big guys, but houses made out of like mud and bottles, like kids wearing 2-liter bottles for sandals. Like it was a crazy experience, but they had no lack of joy. Because it's all they knew.
Yeah.
But we played on this outdoor dirt court for this little charity event. Our hotel was awful. And one of the things about me, like no matter where I'm at, I want to eat whatever is local. I think that's one of the fun parts for me. So I just remember that night, man, my stomach was kicking. I was like, I for sure have food poisoning. And then I ended up in the hospital. My appendix had ruptured and I got held hostage in a Chinese hospital for 6 days.
You got held hostage in a Chinese hospital.
I remember like them locking the door. Like there was actually an 18-hour stint where I didn't see another human. Power kept going out. I don't know what it is, but they were like spitting on the walls. Like it was wild. I thought I was going to die. I went into surgery in all my street clothes, like on 2 metal tables pushed together because they didn't have a bed I fit in.
But how was the healthcare?
Well, so what ended up happening, because I actually did another podcast where I talk about this. So my 3rd day in there, like the nurse comes in, hey, here, gives me a newspaper because it's in English. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, thanks. And then when I eventually wake up, I'm flipping through. And one of the headliners is Chinese black market organ trade becomes $1 billion industry. And then I'm like, where is my appendix in my body?
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking up like surgery. So luckily I still have my phone, but everything is monitored out there. So like they can't get on certain social media platforms. They can't look up certain things. Then I look and it's usually like, 3 little, like it's on your right side and all of my stuff was on my left side. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's on the wrong side of my body or yada, yada, yada. And so when I ended up getting back to the United States, literally got to Portland, my parents picked me up and I went straight to the hospital. And I couldn't walk straight, so I was walking with a cane because I couldn't stand up straight.
Oh, man.
And so I told them the whole story. There was no computers, like nothing. I had 0 records, and they're like, what? And so they ultrasound, everything was fine. The only thing missing was my appendix. But what happened, their best guess
was
when it No, when my appendix ruptured, because I was in like excruciating pain. I was throwing up, like something had happened. So my appendix was gone. And they think when it ruptured, I'm not sure how like it works because I'm not in that field, but that fluid from my appendix had leaked through my abdominal wall or went something. So they went in on this side and then cut all the way through my abdominal wall to get to the other side. And the nurses basically said the equivalent to this would be like having an internal C-section.
Sheesh.
And that they just literally cut through. So I was like, cool. Yeah, no. And then like I came back, had a bunch of life happen. Like we're going to skip through some life because it's not stuff I want to talk about. And then went back to Australia 3 months later.
Dude.
Went to Brisbane, which Brisbane, I feel like it's the Portland of Australia. Like all the water running through, the bridges, beautiful. That was probably one of my favorite spots I ever played. Like the people, the culture.
How was the food?
It was good. I ate some kangaroo while I was out there.
How was it?
It was good. They treat kangaroos like we treat venison. Like,
oh, I love venison.
Yeah. I mean, people just hit them with cars on the freeway and then they stay there, and it's like deer out here.
Wow.
Literally. It was weird.
That's a crazy thought.
Yeah, right?
Dude, kangaroos look like deer that went to prison.
Yeah,
Have
right?
You heard that?
Yeah.
I think
I haven't, but I see it.
Theo Vaughn said that.
Yeah.
And the second he said that, I was like, it's so
hilarious. But yeah, so then that season I got back, I had some major life happen. And then fast forward a few years, I had some more major life happen. And then because of that life that happened originally, which is why my career got cut short. And then now it's 2019. Like I just had hopefully the toughest thing I ever will go through happened to me. And it's like, man, my career got cut short and now I want one last hurrah. Like I want to play one more time. So my buddy hit me up and he's like, hey, have you heard about this new league in the United States called the TBL? And I was like, no. So I looked it up and saw there was a team in Yakima, Washington. So this was a Thursday. I haven't played in 3 years at a professional level.
Wait, so your basketball career, you're kind of done at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 2016 where I had some other stuff happen. And then, so I called Yakima and I was like, hey, are you guys going to have any type of open tryout? This is a Thursday. They're like, oh yeah, we're only going to have one. I was like, oh, cool. When is it? This Saturday. And I was like, oh shit. And so I went out there and I was like, man, I'm just going to give it my all. And, I ended up, getting asked halfway through the tryout by the coach if I was going to be ready for training camp. And I was like, hell yeah. So I was pumped.
Gosh.
Came home, like quit the job I was at. And then was just working out, getting ready to go play this season. And I got to training camp and I found out that this team was in a different league the year before and they were returning everybody and just bringing me in to raise the level of competition. And then they were going to cut me after training camp. And I was like, oh my God. Like I said, I just quit my job and all this stuff.
Wait, why did they do that?
So, I mean, basically how training camp works, you bring in like 24 guys for a 12-man roster and people like have to compete for roster spots.
Yeah.
But I found out that they were returning their entire championship team from the year before.
Oh.
So
they had just won a championship.
They had just won a championship in a different league.
I see.
And so I was like, oh, bro, like
that's tough.
So I was like, man, I'm going to do everything that's in my power that I can do. And so I was getting the extra lifts in, I was getting the extra workouts in, I was getting the extra shots in. I ended up sending their center home from the previous year, and I got that last roster spot.
Jason, that is so cool.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It felt great. It ended up being one of the worst basketball experiences of my life, but
how so?
But just the I don't think the coach cared very much, and he was like this big prestigious coach. Like he, don't get me wrong, he's a great coach, but I think for this team, it wasn't significant to him in any way, shape, or form. So he just really didn't care. And I was there trying to, I think in my head, I was going to try to kickstart my career again and try to go back overseas. Cause it's hard once you've stopped to then try to climb the ladder again.
I see.
Yeah. So I ended up winning the community award for the entire league. So when I was over there, I ended up starting the largest free after school art program in the entire state of Washington.
Wow.
And then that's how I got the community award on a first name basis with the owner of the league. Retired after that season.
The owner of the basketball league.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Started working for my parents have a huge promotional products company. So I started working for them as their account executive. And then I got a call from the owner of the league saying, hey, the guy that owned the team in San Diego when you were playing is actually from Salem. Some stuff happened. He wants to meet with you because he needs someone he can trust that wants to be involved. And then I came out here. I remember going into the Armory for the first time. And he hired me on as business development and community engagement. And then from there, we took the COVID year off. And then he was a great guy, older gentleman, had some money and wanted to be part of something. And then he's just like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's something I want to do anymore. And then gave me the opportunity to buy it. And
wow.
He had bought it for a pretty penny in 2019 and he knew I didn't have that. So he asked what I had and I basically cashed out everything after I had just bought a house in Salem.
Oh, goodness. That must have been kind of a stressful time, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. But I will say at that point in time, like my mental health had gotten better. I had some stuff happen in 2000 and was it either 15 or 16 where it was like shit or get off the pot. Like, you got to figure your stuff out or you're going to die essentially. And I made a promise to myself that I would only cope in healthy and productive ways and actually stop meds altogether, which I don't promote to anybody, but it worked for me. Yeah, I was able to figure myself
meds
out.
For bipolar.
Yeah, after that, I was able to figure stuff out, and I actually started doing like motivational speaking and talking about mental health. And now it's something I'm very open and public about because I always say mental health is not a person-to-person thing. Mental health is an everybody thing. Whether you think you have mental health issues or not, you're going to go through something at some point in your life that has to do with mental health.
Yeah, well, and if not you, it's going to be a loved one,
right?
Or it's going to be a coworker. It's going to be one of your guys on your team.
Yep.
And so it's important for us to have good awareness of ourselves.
Yes.
So then we can also be there for others when they need you.
But
how's your mental health doing now?
Oh, great. I mean, obviously, I still have highs and lows, but I've become so in tune with myself that I can almost physically feel if I'm going to hit a high or a low.
Yeah.
Like
you kind of feel it coming.
Yeah. And I've been, like I said, medication free since October 2015. And I just made that promise to myself that I would only cope in healthy and productive ways. So I love to cook. I love to draw, do all the things. And that's what I stick to. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's been great.
I've yet to try any of your cooking. So.
Oh, well, you will have to come over. My barbecue is basketball team approved from every season.
I have heard you're a good cook.
I do try. Try my best.
What can you cook? What's your best dish that you can make?
Oh, I mean, that really depends. What are we talking, like brunch, lunch, dinner?
You have a menu?
Oh, well, yeah, man. I love to make Dutch babies for brunch. And then I'll do a savory and a sweet. I love to barbecue. I would say like tri-tip or barbecue chicken.
I love tri-tip.
Spare ribs. I was finally able to get myself a Traeger, so I'm going to be experimenting with that.
Oh, yes.
I've only done chicken on it so far and actually turned out okay. So
I will be experimenting.
You can come over. You can be my guinea pig.
Good.
Yeah.
Gladly.
Perfect. Yeah. The next task on that is a big brisket, so we'll get that going.
Yeah. Let's go do that right now.
Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. I might do it.
We definitely should.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to cover over here? Did we miss anything?
No, I mean, just the operating of the team. I mean, we heavily rely on community engagement, and the end of last season, our last 2 games, we had just over 1,100 people. I would love to fill up the Armory one day. I mean, we have 2,000 general admission seats, and then with the Ox Box, which is our 21 and over, and floor seats, I mean, there's just under 3,000 seats we're trying to fill, which at the end of the day is like 1% of Salem has to show up.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot.
And then like our business partnerships, we're really trying to do this, make sure, we always say it's about the win-win-win. Like it has to be good for you, it has to be good for me, and it has to be good for us as a collective.
Yes.
And that's been one of the cool things, like creating the partnerships and sponsorships and stuff. And now something we're really trying to do this season is have our sponsors collaborate with each other.
Yep.
And that's been a cool task that we've been trying to, lay out. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think one thing I want to touch on before we go is I went to 2 Capitals games this last year. Originally, I was just going to one. I was like, Zach, I will go to one game. I was like, and then I'm going to get all anxious.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to want to go home. But it was actually a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
It's like the second we got there, I was like, oh, this is actually fun.
Yeah.
I actually had a good time. I felt kind of like relaxed.
Yeah,
It was
it's
great
a fun,
environment.
like very go with the flow atmosphere. Like
Yeah.
be involved in the things you want to be involved in. Very Savannah Bananas-esque on the way we always have something going on.
Yeah.
I have fun because I get to MC it and dance as terribly as I can at halftime, and all the little kids cheer for me and they dance with me.
I think you dance beautifully.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
I
what
got
I
you.
always say. Like
I
I
got you,
dance
bro.
bad so people feel comfortable dancing with
got
me.
you.
But that's actually just really how I dance.
I don't care what they say. But no, it was a great time. And actually, what was really funny is at the end of that game, Zach was like, okay, you got to come to the next game. Actually, in the beginning, he said that.
Okay.
When I showed up, he's like, okay,
Yeah.
you got to come to the next game too. He's like, the season's almost over. You got to
Right.
come. I was like, Zach, I told you I would come to one game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, if the Capitals win, you have to come to the next game.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. That's
Yeah.
a deal. And so the Capitals were losing until the very last second.
Oh, was this our
The
Zay hitting the game
buzzer
winner?
beater?
Oh,
yes,
man,
that
that
was my
was-
first ever Capitals
I mean,
game.
if that's the one you're gonna come to, that was one of the
that was the
most
coolest.
fun games we've ever had, and it was against
Oh.
Seattle, which is probably our biggest
Yes.
rival. Like I'm really good friends with that ownership group.
Is Seattle in this new league?
Yeah,
That team is?
yeah. So
that
yeah,
was such a
Jackie
good
and
game to
Pierre
watch.
are awesome. Actually, me and them we get along so well off the court,
Yeah.
and then once our teams are playing, we're like, ugh. But I would say that's probably one of our biggest rivals, even though we've played Vancouver the most.
Yeah.
We had one season where us and Seattle, each game was decided by 2 or less points, and we
Yeah.
played them 6 times.
That was an intense game. That was actually so fun to watch.
yeah,
And the last second.
Oh, yeah.
Swish.
yeah.
Everyone,
It was
the
wild.
entire stands blew up in a
Oh,
way that
yeah.
I've never seen.
Man, the atmosphere
any
that
sort of local
gets
sports
rocking
ever.
in the Armory is unmatched.
Oh, it was great. Everyone went crazy. Everyone rushed the court.
That'll be a game I will always remember forever.
I will remember that forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it
I
was
went to
fun.
the second game, which was also good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that first one was just, I'm never going to forget the first Salem Capitals game I went to.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
That was crazy.
man. That was if like I said, if you had to be at one, that was the one to be at.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to this season.
Thank you.
What are some things that people could look forward to coming up?
I mean, we just hired a new coach, Tony Searcy. He's originally from Boston. I'm really excited. He specializes in player development. He has guys that have gone on
Yeah.
to play professionally. So I think bringing him in and integrating him is going to be something really fun. Like always, like going through the tryout process, you got to make the team. Like obviously there's guys that have been on the team years in a row, but that's because they prove themselves year after year. But
Yeah.
with the new league, the type of competition we have coming in that's going to try out is going to be a lot more. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be the Salem Capitals brand of basketball. We're going to have fun.
Yep.
Obviously, the competition is going to be really good, but the, in-game activities and timeout activities and just the, encompassing of everything together is, you don't even have to be a basketball fan to like Salem Capitals.
Yeah. That's actually the other thing that I really appreciated there when I saw the things in the games that you do during the halftime and during the timeouts.
Mhm.
When I was watching, I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I was like, I could see the community that you're building because
Mhm.
like, what a great place for kids to come
Oh,
play
for
and hang
sure.
out. It's low stakes.
Yeah.
When you go to a Blazer game, you can't go do stuff like that.
Right.
Like you involve all of the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the kids get to come participate
Mhm.
in this basketball team that they were getting to watch play.
Oh, yeah. Well, and some of
And-
these kids don't know the difference between Blazers and Salem Capitals. And so we have like
Yeah.
an etiquette clause that all these guys sign and everything. But at the end of the day, like I tell these guys, this kid isn't going to remember if you scored 0 points or 50 points. He's
Yeah.
going to remember that you took a picture and signed an autograph for him after the game.
Yeah.
And that's something we allow all our fans to come on the floor after the game. And our players are required to stay out there for a minimum of 20 minutes and hang out and take pictures. And,
That's awesome.
and I probably don't even have to say that because they would do it anyways.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, every tryout I start out with, it's not about being the best player. It's about being the right player. And we go
Dude.
from there.
What a line. You're just dropping one-liners all
We'll end
night.
it on that one, though.
Yeah. Gosh, that was a good one. Well, guys, if you have kiddos, or if you don't, I had a great time without any kiddos.
Oh, yeah.
But-
I mean, we got a 21 and over section, so it
Yeah.
can be date night, or we got the general admission if you do have
The
kiddos.
21 and over section, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes, the Ox Box.
Yeah, the Ox Box.
Yep.
But also, it was super cool seeing all those kids have such a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, like how dogs like to see other dogs be happy?
Yes.
Like, me seeing all those kids run around and be happy, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, they're having a great time. And what a great thing for Salem,
Yes.
you know, and for our community, because we
Absolutely.
need stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think that, you know, you're playing a really big role in helping make that happen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, Jason.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate it. How can people contact you?
SalemCapitalsBasketball.com, or go to our social medias. If you need to reach me directly, Jason@SalemCapitalsBasketball.com. And yeah, all the info you need is there.
If there's anything else you guys want me to ask him for next time, let us know. And until then, I would like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Hotel Salem and Compass Visuals for sponsoring the podcast. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Appreciate it.